is Sunday night.
And back we come to M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore. Al Michaels, John Madden, Andrea Kramer. Sunday Night Football, Ravens on top. 2 early touchdowns. AFC playoff picture right now. In the AFC North, Steelers have won. Ravens trying to go to 9-4, and the come here next Sunday. The Colts right now in a good position for a wild card. The Ravens are right there with the other 2 teams in the AFC East. In the NFC wild card race, the Panthers would hold the 5 spot at the moment. The Cowboys are 8-5. They would own the tiebreak over the Falcons. The Redskins are trying to get to 8-5, and the Eagles beat the Giants today with the Bears and Saints needing some help along the way. So an important game for both teams. The temperature has dropped to 25 degrees. The Ravens will get the ball as we start the second half. John Sweezum sends it toward the west end zone. Fielded by Yamon Figurs from the 5-yard line. And Figurs will get taken down up to the 21. Good coverage that time by number 41, Kareem Moore. To Andrea we go.
I'll tell you, speaking with both coaches at halftime, you wouldn't know which one was leading by 14 points. Jim Zorn relatively calm. He said their biggest problem is communication. He said, quote, "I'm dead serious. They can't hear each other. They have to yell louder." As for getting the offense in rhythm, he said they have to stay out of 3rd and longs. Jim Harbaugh, very curt. They simply have to execute. Flacco 2 for 9. He said those incompletions were long balls that just sailed on him.
Right, and he completed just those 2 passes, one to Derek Mason on his first attempt. The other sailed on him as well, but he was able to pull it in. And here is Willis McGahee chugging for about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. McGahee tonight has, along with McLean and Rice, done the ball carrying for the Baltimore Ravens.
Here's an unbalanced line here where you take your right tackle and put him over the left side. So you have 2 tackles over here on this side, and that's the side they'll run to.
So 6 carries for 8 yards. And he picks up almost 8 here as Willis McGahee goes through the middle. And that will make it 3rd down and a long 2.
Here's what the unbalanced line is. On this side, you have a tight end and a guard. And on this side, you have a guard, a tackle, and a tackle. So you have a power side. Usually run to that side. That time they pulled and went away from it, although the ball did get back to the unbalanced side.
3rd down 3. Ball is at the 27-yard line. Rice, who had lined up next to Flacco in the shotgun, makes the catch, but is short of the 1st down. They spot him down at the 29-yard line. The tackle is made by D'Angelo Hall, picked up in the middle of the season after Oakland let him go, and it will be 4th down.
Again, the Redskins still in that zone defense. They've been playing, cover 3, cover 6, which is a safety up on both sides. That time, on 3rd down, it was a cover 2. And that's why D'Angelo Hall was right there. So, again, the Redskins, usually in man coverage, playing a lot of zone tonight against the Ravens.
And the Redskins are doing a good job defensively, forcing it to bring it out. Washington to get the ball as a fair catch is called for and made by Randall L. at the 31-yard line. Early 3rd quarter. Ravens on top by 14.
They've been asking me to do this all day. Check me out. One more time. Come on. That's 3 reasons to pick me. Your move.
Braylon Edwards is a sight for sore eyes in a city longing for a superstar.
Well, we've been waiting for the playmakers. They showed up today.
And Braylon Edwards has got another one. And that's a new team record. What a catch by Braylon Edwards! And he goes in for a touchdown!
With Ray Lewis, every night and every day is about relentless football. You've seen that before.
Right, and you see it all the time, and you know that it works. I mean, he's been doing it too long for it not to work. And it's very, very effective, and I think that it affects maybe not only the whole defense, maybe the whole team.
31-yard line. Here is Portis picking up 2 up to the 33-yard line. Bart Scott makes the tackle.
You know, one thing Jim Zorn was saying last night is that we have to play as hard as they do. And I think that's difficult. I mean, I don't know that offensively that the Redskins can do that. You know, maybe defensively, their defense could maybe play as hard as a Raven defense, but I don't get the feeling that this offense can play quite as hard as a Raven defense can play.
Second and 8. Campbell drops it and picks it up and then gets it off to Portis, but there's no place to go. Ray Lewis is right there again. Loss of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
Well, that's the thing, that they get so much pressure. You get in these long yardage situations. Trevor Price, the defensive end, normally plays as a nose tackle there, and he just gets pressure right up the middle. Right now, boom, he's right there. And I think that caused Jason Fumble maybe to drop that. I mean, Jason Campbell to maybe drop that ball. Jason Fumble to maybe Campbell.
He Campbelled it. 3rd down and 12. Over the middle. Pass is caught, and then a necktie tackle is made as Antoine Randall gets taken down by Corey Ivy, well shy of the 1st down, and in comes the Washington punting unit.
Yeah, that's the thing that Rex Ryan does so well. He plays so many guys that they all feel part of this. I mean, here's Corey Ivy. They play 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive backs. They've had 7 defensive backs in there, and Rex Ryan just plugs guys in on this defense, and so everyone feels that they're a big part of it.
Blackemeyer's kick. In the direction of Figures, who curls it in at the 17 and gets taken down at the 20-yard line. 10:44 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 14-0 Ravens.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live triple-header of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
These two cities are separated by about 40 miles. The stadiums are 31 miles apart. Some Redskin fans here, obviously, not that long of a trip, but it's the first time the Washington Redskins have played a game in Baltimore in 30 years. The ball is at the 21-yard line, and on a first down, the pass to the outside is taken in by Clayton. Part of the reason, of course, is that they play in different conferences. Baltimore went 12 years without a team after the Colts left and then the Ravens came in. And the last time, as you take a look, that these two teams met here, it was Bill Kilmer's last start in the National Football League.
I remember a time in the NFL when the Baltimore Colts were in the Western Division.
Right. 2nd and 4. And it's close to a first down for Willis McGahee. Yeah, it was weird. They were in the same division as the Rams, and of course the Redskins were playing in the East and what was then a 12-team NFL.
If you were studying geography as a kid, it didn't make a heck of a lot of sense. You know, one thing that I'm a little surprised about is we talked earlier about gadgets and how the Ravens had used more gadgets than anyone else, and Greg Bloss, the defensive coordinator of the Redskins, was playing all zone to have those, you know, reverses, reverse pass, and have all that stuff covered. And the Ravens haven't pulled out a gadget yet.
No. Greg Blosh talking about it last night. We said, well, you know, how much time do you spend preparing for gadget plays? He said, none. He said, we talk about it. He said, but basically we've got to deal with their regular offense. But we do talk about the things that they could do.
Right, and it does affect your defense because Greg Blosh tonight is playing an entirely different defense, or at least coverage-wise. And that 2Q thing, you know, the two quarterbacks, you know, you have to work on that because, you know, that's the option and, you know, those kind of things. So you do work.
3rd and inches, they bring Nada in, so the defensive lineman comes in, and there he is lined up on the right side as the tight end. Clayton comes in motion to the inside, and then Flacco gets it out to McGahee. I don't know whether Flacco did that on purpose, as if he looked like he was dropping the ball, and then he goes to McGahee, but that's enough for a first down.
Either that or that was one of the gadgets we were just talking about.
I think it was, as you see Harbaugh.
I don't know, or maybe that was just an act. Like you act like you're you know, fumbling the ball or dropped it, and then you bring it up because, no, he didn't. He kind of planned it like he was going down the line with an option and then came back and then up and then hit the game. So we were looking for a gadget, we were asking for a gadget, and we just got a gadget.
They got them a first down. The 32-yard line. And the pass to the near side is incomplete in front of the Baltimore bench, intended for Mark Clayton. Let's go down to Andrea again.
Well, rookie strong safety Chris Horton has a shoulder stinger. The team is calling him doubtful. During halftime, you could see him in the x-ray room, and he is being replaced, guys, by Mike Green.
Mike Green, one of 3 ex-Seahawks, signed as a free agent this year. Of course, with Jim Zorn having been in Seattle, he knows Green very well. Green in his 9th year. 2nd down and 10 from the 32-yard line. On a delay and starting to slip is McLean, the 260-pound back. He gets it up to the 35-yard line, and it will be 3rd down and 7.
You know, and talking about Chris Horton and Mike Green, what they've been doing is bringing that safety down on the weak side. And that was Horton's job, and he kind of sits there. If it's pass, then he goes out to the weak side. If it's run, he becomes the 8th guy, but not strong side, back on the weak side. We've been doing that on 1st and 2nd, all running downs. The Redskins have been doing that all night.
6 defensive backs on 3rd down and 7. Flacco sets up, has time, and completes it over the middle into the arms of Mark Clayton for a first down at the 48-yard line.
Again, you know that Joe Flacco can do it. He hasn't done a lot tonight, but when you'll see that kind of action. Again, good pass protection here by Willie Anderson. You know, the first guy that you have to get blocked is Jason Taylor if you're going to give your quarterback this kind of time. But But that's a nice tight spiral into the wind.
At the 48. Lane trying to get a block. And he'll take the ball to midfield to the 50-yard line on his 5th carry of the night.
Well, it was a trap play. They pulled the left guard, Ben Grubbs, and he was trying to kick out, but they stepped up and they beat the pull on that. This has to be a pass. I mean, that's the old thing. Anytime they would spend this long in the huddle, you knew that they had to be calling a pass.
Play fake to McLean. The pass is incomplete. Trying to get it to Heat, who earlier made a nice catch for a 30-yard gain. This time it's Carlos Rogers in on the coverage, and it will be 3rd down and 8.
They use their unbalanced line again. Their unbalanced line is to the left, and he is going to boot out here to the right. Here's the tight end. Here's the flanker on this side. So you have the power of the line on the left side. You fake like you're running to that side, the side where you have your 2 tackles. You bootleg out now. Heap was never really open. I think that ball was just a little late.
Flacco on 3rd and 8 has time. Pass is caught, but will it be a 1st down? A little shy of the yellow line is Rice, because London Fletcher and D'Angelo Hall deny him a 1st down. And in the meantime, Rice goes down and is still down along the sideline.
You know, we talk about Ray Lewis all night, but London Fletcher is kind of the Ray Lewis of this Redskin defense. I mean, he's the energy of it. He's the guy that's all over the field. He's the guy that leads the team in tackles. And again, you know, sometimes when you talk about middle linebackers in this league, you forget London Fletcher, but he is one of the better ones.
Rice is down, injury timeout.
December presents the best sports lineup tailored for the true sport.
An NHL doubleheader on NASN. The Islanders and the Flyers look to gain some ground after a rough start to the season in an Atlantic Division tilt. Then we head out west where the Kings and the Avalanche go head-to-head in the Mile High City. A live NHL doubleheader Tuesday night on NASN.
Tonight happens to be what they call the round of the Sweet 16. Who is BYU's glamour boy? Danny Ainge, consensus All-American. All right, Notre Dame University. Who's their glamour boy? Kelly Tripucka. Brigham Young started the ball game in zone after it dropped behind and went man-to-man. Kite has fouled Tripucka. Notre Dame went to Kelly Tripucka when they needed a basket. Will BYU go to Ainge? I think they will. And there are 8 seconds to go. Ainge against Paxson. 5 seconds. Inside. Ainge scores with 2 seconds. 1 second on the clock. It is all over. But it looked like Notre Dame was going to have Kelly Tripucka as the hero. The Heroes banner is lost by Notre Dame, and the Heroes banner goes to Danny Ainge.
American football isn't just for the weekends on NASN. Every Thursday, the battlefield lights up as the top teams from the NFL bring their big guns to fight. The road to the playoffs starts here.
Touchdown!
Live NFL on Thursday nights, only on NASN.
Line up to go for it. 3rd or 4th and 1, as you can see. A lot of success this year with McLean and McGahee and the quarterback Flacco. 4th and 1 from the 42-yard line. Fake toss. And then a throw back to the left side, and Heap is wide open. And takes the ball to the 19-yard line. So on 4th and 1, instead of pounding it, a play fake, rolling to his right and throwing back to the other side to Heap for a 24-yard gain.
That may be the gadget again. Here we see unbalanced line to the left, roll to the right, and throw back to the tight end. What they're trying to do is, you see Todd, he just went down like he was going to block and then got up and went out for the pass, and he was wide open. Maybe that's one of the gadgets again.
2 third-down conversions and now a 4th-down conversion. And this is LaRon McLean for a yard or so as we tick down to 5.5 to play in the 3rd.
You know, that's impressive play calling by Cam Cameron. The Redskin defense was really stacked in the middle. In fact, they were in that bear look, and they had everyone ready to stop the run in the middle. So he gave him the unbalanced, and then he gave him a fake, and then he gave a fake tight end block. And there was a lot of stuff in that play for a 4th and short.
This is the 12th play of the drive that the Ravens started at their own 21-yard line. It's a handoff out of the gun. McGahee to the 14-yard line. Talked about the Ravens running more on a percentage basis than any team in the league, and especially so in the red zone. They run 7 times out of 10, and in a goal-to-go situation, 4 times out of 5.
Yeah, you know, I think most teams that are good in the red zone do run a lot. And if they're, remember when the Dallas Cowboys, when they had Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and that whole group, and they were winning Super Bowls and stuff, they were always great at running in the red zone.
On 3rd and 5, Flacco is flushed out. Pressure. Comes back the other way. And gets hit as he throws, and that pass is incomplete. So the Redskins are able to limit them to a field goal attempt after yielding 2 third-down first downs and 1 on a 4th and 1.
They were talking about the Ravens and how they blitz all the time and effectively, and that time it was the Redskins, and the Redskins blitzed it, kind of got in there. Again, didn't get a sack, which sure did foul up that play for the Ravens.
Stover now to attempt a 32-yard field goal. Stover has been here since the franchise started here in '96. Before that in Cleveland, was with the old Browns and bangs that one through from 32 yards away with 4 minutes and 11 seconds, and Stover gets hurt, but they lead 17-0.
He's a guy that can ruin a game. We gotta fight! We gotta lay down! He thrives on pressure. This is his cup of tea. That's what I'm talking about! I think they have a chance to be great.
Don't miss Boomer and the gang every week on Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
Vehicle of the NFL by Best Buy. You happier. By Levi's 501. Live Unbuttoned. Available at Levi.com. And by Verizon Wireless. Come to Baltimore. You got to have crab cakes. John, you should have had that instead of the Asabuco the other night. You know that now.
You know, for some reason, and I'm not sure why, but I'm not a crab cake guy.
And you're not an Asabuco guy after the other night either. What about Chowder?
No, I don't trust Chowder. I mean, there's certain, we don't have to get into that, but there's certain things I don't trust.
You told me once.
Clams and chowder and
right.
crab cakes.
If we do a book, I'll tell the swordfish story, but that's for another time. Meanwhile, Stover got rolled into by LaRon Landry, and he wouldn't kick off anyway because their kickoff man is Steven Hauschka, but Stover was able to get up and go back to the bench. But Hauschka will kick off here. Wind is picked up, so the ball will be held in place.
Kick short, too.
Yep, at the 30-yard line. And that kick is fielded at the 20-yard line by Rock Cartwright, who brings the ball back up to the 36 with 4:07 remaining in the third. And the Ravens on top 17-0.
NHL this Saturday on NASN.
After it goes.
Pittsburgh face off against Philadelphia in the battle for Pennsylvania.
Up in the Penguins score.
Then Ovechkin's Caps travel to Montreal looking to spoil the Habs' 100th season celebration.
Slot scores!
And the dominant Sharks host an injury-plagued Blues. A live NHL tripleheader Saturday on NASN.
For live commentary, news and stats, scrum.com. Instant rugby, anywhere. ESPN 360. Whenever you're online, you're at the game.
Sirs, your comments on global warming.
Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
Wednesday, a new Law and Order. Vivica Fox will guest star in a story of deception and greed in the publishing world. Wednesday on Law and Order. So a 3-possession lead now for the Ravens. Big hill to climb for the Redskins, who've been blanked tonight. Liddell Betts is the running back as they start this drive from the 36-yard line. Betts, gain of 2. That Baltimore defense, and there is Rex Ryan, who was interviewed for the head coaching spot after Brian Billick was let go after 9 seasons, but they went with Harbaugh, and then one of the things Harbaugh wanted to do is make sure he could keep Ryan, and he did.
Which was smart. I mean, having the Raven defense and keep that intact, and the guy that coordinates them and coaching them is really very, very good at this. I mean, that would be one of the toughest jobs you have to do, is to play against, as an offense, against the Rex Ryan defense.
Second to 9. Sellers making the catch. Nice grab up the 42-yard line. Ray Lewis covering him on the play. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Redskins.
You know, Al, how we always talk about Bill Walsh probably influenced so much offensive football. I think Buddy Ryan was probably the biggest influence on defense the way it's played today. I mean, you take Rex Ryan here, Rod Ryan in Oakland, and off that 85 Bear team, you have Jeff Fisher at Tennessee, Mike Singletary with the 49ers now, Leslie Frazier, Ron Rivera, defensive coordinator, all off that 85 Bear team.
Yeah, that's a great tree. 3rd and 3. And that pass is incomplete. Tried to get it to the rookie Devin Thomas. So it'll be 4th down. There are the brothers right there, Rex and Rob. And, of course, Buddy and back in 1985, and Ron Rivera right there. Mike Singletary's 49ers all of a sudden have won 2 in a row. They knocked off the Jets today. We saw Leslie Frazier last week with that great Vikings defense.
Well, that's quite an influence on the way the defense is played today in the NFL.
Blackmeyer's kick is pulled into the 15-yard line by Jim Leonard, and up to the 18 he goes. So tonight, we started the night by talking about the Ravens offense. It's better. It's not great. 7 out of 17 is Flacco tonight. They're not going to blow you away with the numbers, but they've done enough. You look up at the scoreboard, 17 points, thanks in good measure to the defense, and a 0 on the other end. Typical Ravens.
Well, it is, and then when you have a young quarterback and you get a lead like this and your defense is playing so well, there's no need to open up. I mean, there's no need to take any chances and give the Redskins life and give them an easy one. Now, the Redskins, on the other hand, they just haven't shown any variety. Where the Ravens, in that last drive, they had a play here, they go for it on 4th down. I haven't got that feeling offensively from the Redskins.
McGahee takes a swing pass and would have been better served dropping it. H.B. Blades with the coverage on the play, and that's a loss of 8 back to the 10-yard line.
And that was another one of those unbalanced lines, and this isn't used a lot. I mean, Marty Schottenheimer did it. Well, that was when Cam Cameron was with the Chargers too, but I think I've seen more unbalanced lines where you have both tackles on the same side in this game than I have in any NFL game. Here it is again. This is it right here. So you just guard tight end on this side, 2 tackles on the other side.
2nd and 18. And they run to the strength as McGahee takes the ball out to about the 15-yard line. 3rd and long. 3rd and 14.
One of the reasons that you do that is to get them to have to adjust to it. And then the other thing is you have your outside guy as a good blocker. So if your tight end isn't a great blocker, you go unbalanced and have 2 tackles side by side block the perimeter for you.
Picked off by Landry, and Landry returns it to the 25-yard line. So the Redskins, pretty much in desperate need of a big break, have just gotten one, and they'll start with a short field and 51 seconds left on the clock in the quarter.
Yeah, here's LaRon Landry, and he's always going to be deep, and he's just reading right here into the quarterback, watching him all the way. He's coming to this side a little. He saw when Flacco turns and looks that way, he starts to get the jump, and then he gets in a position to make an interception. See, when he turns and throws, Landry starts his move. Again, they're having trouble with those zones. Again, that was the thing that you don't have to do. You say with that lead, you don't have to force anything, and he did.
Betts is the running back. Campbell is going to take off to the sideline. Gets bumped out of bounds and gets into the chain gang with him as he gets knocked down after a gain of 9. About LaRon Landry, his brother plays for the Ravens, but he's on injured reserve. Brother DeJuan.
They're showing what they were doing. In fact, I think that was a cover 4. It looked like cover 2 that both corners were up, and they dropped off. They dropped off into what amounted to 4 deep or 4 across the zone.
Here's Betts. And Betts will pick up the first down over right guard, taking the ball to the 15-yard line, and that's going to take us to the 4th quarter. So the Washington Redskins blanked through 3 quarters. But in good position here deep in Ravens territory when we begin the 4th. End of the 3rd, the score is Baltimore 17, Washington nothing. And Sunday Night Football from Baltimore continues after these messages from your local NBC station.
doubleheader on NASN. The Islanders and the Flyers look to gain some ground after a rough start to the season in an Atlantic Division tilt. Then we head out west where the Kings and the Avalanche go head-to-head in the Mile High City. A live NHL doubleheader Tuesday night on NASN.
Game-winning home scores!
Great moments on NASN.
Now all of a sudden the offense has started to kick in as well. High fly ball socked to left. This one very deep. Gone! A 3-run homer. And it's back to being a mausoleum here at Fenway Park. That has put this ball game out of reach. 8-1 Tampa Bay. Rocco Baldelli, the kid from nearby Rhode Island, which has to be an absolute thrill for him, as a young man saw many games at Fenway Park. As a little leaguer, made a bunch of trips here. How about this trip around the bases?
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live tripleheader of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
Area here in Baltimore. Stadium located just a few blocks from that site. And we start the fourth quarter. Al Michaels, John Madden, Andrea Kramer. Washington Redskins are down 17-0. They're trying to cash in on the Landry interception. And a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. They empty the backfield. Even spread Betts out to the left. Now he comes in motion. They fake it to him. Campbell throws back to his left and has that knocked away by Bart Scott, intended for Antoine Randall.
He gets good pressure here from Suggs coming from this left side here, and just as he throws the ball, he unloads on it. Again, Bart Scott has great coverage here. Now this is where, if you had a good red zone pass, you have to use it right here. And that had to be one of the, Jim Zorn's best thoughts at that time.
Chris Samuels, and he's been less than 100% over the past couple of weeks. He has to come out. They're already minus John Jansen on the right side. So the two studs at left and right tackle are both out. Justin Geisinger will come in.
He's the only other offensive lineman they have left. He has to come in.
Right. Normally a center. They're forced into playing left tackle. And don't you think Trevor Price knows it? And Suggs. And they run the ball in the quick opener with Liddell Betts taking it to the 12-yard line. 3rd and 7.
Now this is where you have to have a blitz beater here. And on 1st down, you could have thrown a pass against regular defense. Here you get the 1 lineman, 5 linebackers. The Ravens have 6 defensive backs in there. You anticipate a blitz. You anticipate you're going to get coverage on Santana Moss. So you have to come up with something that will beat a blitz.
3rd and 7. Here comes the blitz, and there goes Campbell. And it's Terrell Suggs who really got him started tonight, because it was Suggs who deflected the pass that was intercepted by Reed as we opened the game. And Suggs with a very big series here against the guy normally plays center, but forced into playing the left tackle position.
Right, and he didn't have a chance there. And, Suggs has been tough all night. You get a guy in there, you have to give him help. You have to do something. You have to slide. You have to chip. You have to do something. You just can't say go in there and block Terrell Suggs. That's not going to happen.
4th and 20, and so Sean Sweezum 43-yard field goal attempt. And this time it is good. He had missed one earlier from 48. This one is good from 42 yards away to make the score Baltimore 17, Washington 3.
Thursday night where ranked teams go to die.
The ball thrown away. Was it a lateral? It's scooped up and heading for the end zone is Eric Norwood. It's a fake. And it's caught for a touchdown.
And the Thursday night magic strikes again. Stop to Ryan. Back deep to pass at the 35. A lot of time. Chased by Ellis now. Ryan past the 30. Throw it to the end zone for Callender. Touchdown! Andre Callender's got it!
White darts up the middle. And White in the open field. Caught White to the house. Pressure intercepted. Intercepted by Antoine Casey, who takes it the other way. Wow.
In overtime, kick put down. It's up, it's on its way, and it is good. And Colorado in overtime knocks off number 21 West Virginia.
Web out, looks left, takes time, fires in the end zone, almost intercepted. The caught for a touchdown. And there will be a humongous party in Corvallis tonight.
American football isn't just for the weekends on NASN. Every Thursday, the battlefield lights up as the top teams from the NFL bring their big guns to fight. The road to the playoffs starts here.
Touchdown!
Live NFL on Thursday nights, only on NASN.
Degrees. Ravens are trying to make it 7 out of their last 8. Trying to go to 9-4. Trying to set up a battle for the top spot in the AFC North next week with Pittsburgh. Even though the Steelers would come in the game in front, Leonard will run the kickback. And Leonard nearly escapes and brings it back to the 34-yard line. Early in the fourth, 14-point lead for the Ravens.
In this line of work, you need strength as well as instincts. Put it right here. Gotcha. Check this out. Ready? Go! That's why you picked me. Your move.
Deep fade, Owens, right side of the end zone. Circus catch. Running, juggling, grabbing. Touchdown, Terrell Owens.
I don't know to do that. I want to be the best. I know you are.
As he throws down the post, Owens. Here he goes to the 10. To the crossbar where he spikes it over the top. Goodness gracious heaven.
This is starting to get a little silly.
Next Sunday, of course, Philadelphia upset the Giants today 20-14, even though the Giants clinched the NFC East because Dallas loses to Pittsburgh. 20-13 as the Steelers come from behind. Now the Ravens begin this drive from the 33-yard line, and that's Mason slipping away from Rodgers and picking up about 6. And let's check in with Andrea.
Well, we are talking about Chris Samuels, left tackle, who they have taken into the locker room with a triceps injury. They're calling his return doubtful. Now, Justin Geisinger will make the first time on offense. He's played only on special teams. Now, remember, earlier this season when Samuels missed a game, Stefan Heyer was there, but he's now in for John Jansen.
Right, so they're missing both starting tackles as McGahee loses the ball, and it is picked up by D'Angelo Hall. And D'Angelo Hall gets run out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. And it's going to be very close as we take a look at the play again. Meanwhile, you've got McGahee who gets hurt on the play. So he loses the ball. He gets hurt. And the question is he down before he loses it? Hand doesn't count. Right. The knee does.
The knee does.
And again, on the field, it is ruled a fumble. When does the ball come out? That left knee comes down. LaRon Landry is the guy who creates the fumble. And then Hall takes it to about the 35. McGahee is down. And we have an injury timeout.
Don't miss Boomer and the gang every week on Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
Make it your day. Oh, yeah.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live triple header of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
Is going to challenge it. Meanwhile, McGahee was just helped off the field. And Harbaugh just threw the challenge flag. So Terry McAuley will go under the hood. And this is very similar to the play we had before with Clinton Portis. Is the ball coming out? The key is here, is the ball coming out before his left knee, forget the hand, that doesn't matter. The left knee touches the ground. It looks like the ball is starting to slide out just as the knee is touching. Remember, on the field, they have ruled it a fumble. So the question is, do you see enough to overturn the ruling on the field? I don't think you don't. I think the call will stand.
I do too, but I hate this. I mean, you know, a fumble is a fumble. It's always been a fumble, and this is a fumble. And, you know, every time we have one of these things now, we have to stop, and it has to be reviewed, it has to be challenged, and everything has to be looked at. And I'd like to go back where, you know, when a guy gets hit and the ball comes out, it's a fumble and you get the ball. And, you know, now it's this and the whole thing. I don't know. I mean, I know it's part of football today, and it's part of the challenge system and all those things, but I just want to go on record saying I hate it.
The runner lost control of the football prior to the knee being down. Ruling on the field stands. First down, Washington. Baltimore is charged with their first timeout.
So another big turnover in Ravens territory. It looked like also when Landry was able to get the ball away from McGahee, it was a helmet-to-helmet hit. And so they work on McGahee on the sideline. Remember, Rice got hurt earlier. McLean is the other running back.
Well, the big thing is going to be their pass protection. You can see they put Stefan higher. They moved him over to left tackle, put Geisinger at right tackle. And it's still going to be, can they block this Raven defense?
From the 30-yard line, play action. The line does a nice job, but so does the secondary. But the pass goes out into the flat and is taken by Liddell Betts deep into Ravens territory. They'll spot him out at about the 7-yard line. 23-yard gain and a 1st and goal for Washington.
Yeah, you're going to see Liddell Betts here. He starts out on a play-action pass. Campbell's trying to go downfield. They come off on a zone. Liddell Betts just gets out into the flat. The zone drops deep, so he's the underneath guy. Gets a completion and the 1st down.
Ran into his own man Thomas as well on his way to getting into the flat. 1st down, you've got Betts now, and Suggs says, not this time, pal, along with Scott. 2nd down and goal.
Suggs has been saying not this time, pal, a lot tonight.
Yep.
On the run and the pass. He just controls that side of the line of scrimmage. You see him on Stefan Higher. He just starts like he's going on a pass rush. He headbutts him like he's going on a bull rush, comes off and makes the tackle. Woo! That is the defense playing harder than the offense.
5-yard loss. 2nd and goal. Again the fake. Ivy comes in on the blitz and forces Campbell to throw it away on the corner blitz. The Ravens defense has not allowed a touchdown on the last 46 opponents' drives.
And then this crowd knows defense. They know this Raven defense, and they know again this is a 3rd down. We've been seeing it all night. The 6 defensive backs, 5 linebackers. You know you're going to get some kind of pressure here. Can the Redskins get it blocked so they have a chance to throw one in the end zone?
3rd and goal. They just do get it off. Then it's Betts. Can he get a block inside the 10? And then taken down by Lewis at the 5-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and goal.
That's not bad. I mean, it would have been a great 2nd down play, but they're going to have to go for it here on 4th down. Again, they've been getting the pressure on 3rd down, so they invite the pressure, invite them to come on in, and then just throw the screen pass to the outside.
Redskins will take a timeout with 11:32 left in the 4th.
Fast Break covers all your NBA needs during the week with highlights, news, and analysis.
I don't see who's going to stop the Lakers right now.
With unparalleled insight from former players and coverage of all your favorite stars on the court.
I'm going to have to go with Dwayne Wade. Boston Celtics, still the cream of the crop. Absolutely.
NBA Fast Break all season long on NASN.
Game-winning home scores.
Great moments on NASN.
It is blowing towards center field. Game conditions always important for knuckleballer. This one swatted at a high fly ball deep to left field, and that's gone. A home run for Carlos Pena.
If it starts high, let it fly.
And another high fly deep to left, and this one's going to carry, and that one is gone. Back-to-back home runs for the Rays off Wakefield. And more shock and dismay settling into Fenway Park. Wow.
Good hit.
Smack right in the nose. That's what you call linebacking right there.
What a devastating shot.
Just obliterated. Smacked down hard on his back.
That was another big hit. Good golly.
Go for the field goal, which would make it 11. You know, you need a touchdown. 2-point conversion and the field goal. They got to try to get it in here. 4th and goal. The ball is at the 5-yard line. Campbell to the end zone, and that pass to Randall L. is caught for the touchdown. And that's the first touchdown allowed by that Raven defense in the equivalent of almost 3.5 games.
Great 4th down play. They started off, they have a bunch of 3 wide receivers over here on this side. And they try and kind of run a pick in there. One goes deep, one goes to the inside. Randall L. just goes right over the goal line. And they had good pass protection, so Jason Campbell was able to look downfield, hold it, and drill it in.
Squeeze them for the point after. They cash in on the fumble created by Landry, and then Randall L. into the end zone, and all of a sudden, it's a heck of a game, 17-10.
NHL this Saturday on NASN.
After it goes.
Pittsburgh face off against Philadelphia in the battle for Pennsylvania.
Up in the Penguins score.
Then Ovechkin's Caps travel to Montreal looking to spoil the Habs' 100th season celebration.
Nice slot, scores!
And the dominant Sharks host an injury-plagued Blues. A live NHL tripleheader Saturday on NASN.
Smith will join Jay on The Tonight Show. Tom Cruise will come along later this week. So will Jamie Foxx. Michael Phelps will be there. He's here tonight on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno all this week right here on NBC. Beautiful shot of the Inner Harbor. And all of a sudden, things are tight at M&T Bank Stadium, where not that long ago it was 17-0, and now, thanks to a couple of turnovers, Washington cashing in with a field goal off one and a touchdown off the other, and it's a 7-point game. Jim Leonard to run the cutback. Not past the 30. Flag down. Leonard to the 41. The flag is thrown at the 27.
That area, it's usually against the return.
Receiving team, number 83. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So says Terry McCauley, and we check in with Andrea.
Well, an injury update for the Ravens. Willis McGahee has a right shoulder stinger. They're calling his return questionable. He's having some tingling there that they're trying to work out. As for Ray Rice, he had a left lower leg bruise when he got landed on. They say he's probable to get back in there, but we haven't seen him yet. And as for kicker Matt Stover, a right ankle sprain, they taped it up after it got rolled on.
So he's back on the bench. Meanwhile, McLean will have to do all the heavy lifting now.
Along with Lorenzo Neal as the blocker.
Right. And here's McLean. And McLean doing heavy lifting right there behind a Lorenzo Neal block. And it's a 9-yard gain as Neal was able to take Fletcher out of the play.
You know, and this isn't a bad offense, and it's not a bad backfield. It's the way they played last week. You know, McLean, instead of playing fullback, he's a tailback, and then Lorenzo Neal is a fullback. And then you get, you know, two big 270-pound guys running at you.
Second and 1. McLean again. And Neal throws another good block. And that's to the 31-yard line. And again, that one is on Fletcher.
Number 42, Lorenzo Neal. He knows how to do this. He's been doing it all his life. I mean, watch him come in right there and get London Fletcher. I mean, he takes Fletcher to the ground, and that's what opens up the hole for McLean. And those are big guys. And McLean has a fullback body, but he does have the feet of a tailback. A little like Jerome Bettis.
From the 31-yard line, first down. Playing again. Gain of 2. Lorenzo Neal left San Diego, came here. Lorenzo Neal, when you look at his career, 16 years. It's his 236th career game, and when you take a look at that, he can always tell his kids and his grandkids, if it lasts, most games by any running back or fullback in the history of the NFL.
You know, and if you talk to any of the tailbacks that have played behind or with Lorenzo Neal, they all love him. And when he leaves to go play someone else, or someone else, they all miss him.
Lee blocks it down. This time McLean cuts it back and takes it to the 45-yard line and then loses the ball and may have gotten away with it because Jared Gaither, fortunately for the Ravens, is there to recover the fumble.
You're talking about Lorenzo Neal and how he blocks, and and how the tailbacks love him. And I think LaDainian Tomlinson is down there in San Diego waiting for him to come back.
Ball is at the 50-yard line. Now we're going to have a challenge because Jim Zorn throws the challenge flag, but McCauley, I think, is going to tell Zorn right now, even if you win the challenge, you're not going to get the ball because they recovered it. So do you want 4 yards?
Washington's challenge that the runner was down prior to losing the football.
All right, so you use a challenge here.
If you didn't recover it, you're right.
Yeah, but you're not going to recover the ball, so what he's looking for is 4 or 5 yards. I've got to take a look at the replay again to tell you exactly how much. He's down, okay, 40, just shy of the 44-yard line.
So if he wins the challenge, the ball's going to be
at the 44.
It's going to be right there.
Instead of the 49. So you get 5 yards. The only question I would have here is, do you want a challenge for 5 yards in a situation where you don't have any challenges after this one? I don't know. You're coming down the stretch. It's 8:43 to go. You have 6 minutes and 43 seconds before you can't challenge anyway. So is it worth it? I mean, that's the question I would
because the benefit's not enough. I mean, if there were a bigger possible benefit,
right,
then you would. But, as you say, the Ravens were covered anyway, so it's going to be their ball. You don't have a chance to get the ball. You're just talking about a few yards of field position.
Right, and he lost it at first challenge. Remember, they put in the rules that govern challenges now. You get 2. If you win them both, you get a 3rd, but he already lost one, so this will be it, period. Question is, was he down?
See, and then the Redskins never did get the ball, so it's Ravens all the way. And it's Ravens right there, and that's the fumble, and then they recover it. They're using a lot of that unbalanced line, even on this
After
drive.
review, the runner was down by contact prior to losing the football. The ball is placed at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Baltimore. Washington is not charged with a timeout.
Not charged with a timeout, but no more challenges. So they pick up about 5.5 yards, but it is still a first down. You're on balance now with 3 offensive tackles.
Right now, this is a different thing. They've been going unbalanced line with their 2 tackles. Now they put Adam Terry in, number 78. So now they have 3 tackles right there on that side.
Here's McLean again. He'll get bunched up at the 45-yard line by Rocky McIntosh. 8.5 to play in the 4th quarter in a 7-point game.
John Harbaugh is thinking right now, you know, let's power this thing. Let's have Lorenzo Neal in there to lead blocking, although he's not in there now on second down. But, you know, get some first downs, take some time off the clock. Three wide receivers.
And they're going to give him an inside handoff in the end around of Mark Clayton. And Clayton will take the ball for a first down to the 44-yard line of the Washington Redskins.
You know, we're talking about gadgets or trick plays, and here it is. I mean, you knew that they have them, and you know that they use them more than anyone in football, and they've kind of held them back. Here they need a play, they need a first down, they have to run some time off the clock, and they bring the end around to Mark Clayton. Last week on an end around, Mark Clayton threw a touchdown pass
to Derek Mason, and he also caught a 70-yard touchdown pass, and earlier this year he ran 42 yards for a touchdown. And McLean will get wrestled down by Fletcher as he takes it to the 40. And the Ravens are on right now what is a clock-eating drive, under 7 to play.
Right, with their three-tackle offense. Offensive tackles love this kind of stuff. I mean, here they get to shift, and now you got 3 of them, then they come over there, and you get to run power football. You have the lead, just everyone takes off, and you just run right at them. You know, doing that stuff, you know, being an offensive lineman and being part of trickery, you love it.
He takes the ball to the 36-yard line, so you're going to have third down and a short 3 coming up. And when they snap it again, we'll have less than 6 minutes to play.
Now you wonder what Cam Cameron's going to dial up here, because you know, again, you have a rookie quarterback. It's a big down and distance would dictate that this would be a passing play, a passing down.
All runs on this drive. 8 for 8. Third and 3. Running again. Give it to McLean. And McLean very close to a first down when they unpile. And they will spot the ball for a first down. So 9 plays, 9 runs. The ball is at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, you know, and we said that how do you help a rookie quarterback? You give him some gadgets, what we saw, and you run the ball, and you have power. And again, they got the lead, and you just feel like Cam Cameron is saying his play calling, I'm just going to take the air out of this ball. We're just going to have a run scrimmage the rest of the way.
And again, 2, 3, 4 yards at a time, but each of these plays consumes close to 40 seconds on the clock.
And that's how you help your young quarterback. I mean, you get that third down, like I said, it would be a passing down, but you have a powerful offensive line where you can play with unbalanced line. You can play with 3 tackles. You do those things and use them along with your big lead fullback.
Second down. And again, it's McLean, and with that second effort, he's able to get the ball to the 28-yard line. The shoe is lost, but on this drive right now, this drive has consumed almost half a quarter. 7:20, 7:21, and ticking on the drive. McLean, 10 rushes, 10 of the 11 rushes on this drive.
Yeah, and Lorenzo Neal, a big part of it with those lead blocks. When you get McLean, as big as he is, running in there behind Lorenzo Neal, as big as he is, and you have some real power coming at you.
Big play for the Washington defense here. Flacco to throw. Flacco going for it all. Flacco's pass is caught. Touchdown, Derek Mason. The pass a little underthrown, but Mason had gotten behind Rodgers, and by the time Rodgers got back there, too late. Touchdown, Baltimore.
And I think Redskins were selling out on run, figuring out if they aren't going to pass it anymore, and that's the perfect time to throw it.
Plays on the drive, 11 runs, and then that. Stover for the point after. And it couldn't have worked out more perfectly for the Ravens. After the Redskins make it a 7-point game, they have the ball for almost 8 minutes.
That's Derek Mason, and I tell you, he makes a double move, and he's always been one of the best at double moves. You know, you get up there and you make them think that you're going to run a stop there, and then it's a stop and go, and he was open 5 or 6 yards. Flacco threw that one a little short, but Derek Mason had him by 5 yards. If he gets that ball, and the fans all saw it immediately. I mean, when he got that separation, they knew it, and Flacco was a little late and a little short with that ball. That was a heck of a pattern by Derek Mason. He sold that hook for the short pattern, and then with the hook and go, and Carlos Rogers brought it all the way.
Flacco has now thrown a touchdown pass in 8 consecutive games. Longest streak by a rookie since Ben Roethlisberger, as the rookie in 04 had a 7-game streak. And, you know, it so much reminds you in so many ways of how Pittsburgh ran its offense in Roethlisberger's rookie season. The 8-yard line, Rock Cartwright up to the 28-yard line. Speaking of rookie quarterbacks with streaks, consecutive games with a touchdown pass since 1960. Peyton Manning. There's Flacco now. And Joe Namath. That's a pretty good company. Peyton, of course, as a rookie, did it in 13 consecutive games with the Colts in '98.
You know, it was funny to talk about Ben Roethlisberger in his first year. And Ray Lewis told us the other day that in training camp, he said to Joe Flacco when he was first, going to become the starter, he said, "Why can't you do for us what Ben Roethlisberger did for the Steelers in his first year?" And that's kind of what he's doing.
Yep. It took him a while to get his legs. He was 2-3, but the Ravens right now are on the verge of winning for the 7th time in 8 games.
I think his offensive coordinator, Cam Cameron, really helped him out in this game.
Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Pete Kendall, that last drive, 7-point lead, and again, they don't have McGahee. Rice is hurt, so it's going to be almost all McLean, with Lorenzo Neal helping to lead the way with blocks. Clayton had 1 run. They took almost 8 minutes to do this, and then, of course, here comes the payoff. Mason into the end zone. First and 15 now from the 22-yard line. Over the middle, pass is caught, 25-yard line. This is Devin Thomas. This is going to put Washington, as Thomas is slow in getting up, in a very precarious position, obviously. As they go to Cincinnati next week, then they have Philadelphia at home, and then they go to San Francisco, but they're going to have 6 losses. And that's going to be very tough in the NFC.
You know, when they lost 3 out of 4 coming into this game, Jim Zorn thought that they had to win in that 3rd quarter. They had to separate themselves. And he said when they didn't, they lost to good teams, but they proved that they're not an elite team. A good team, but not an elite team.
Randall Hill makes the catch here to the 32-yard line. They'll hustle up and go without a huddle. It's 3rd down and 4. Washington has 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Checks down underneath, and that pass for Betts is incomplete. And it's interesting, John, we were talking about Portis, and they're saying he's okay, but he hasn't been playing. And the 4th quarter is normally Portis time.
Right, and I can't believe that he's okay. I mean, the Redskins' offense is such a big part of Clinton Portis, and Clinton Portis is such a big part of them. I can't believe that he's okay. I mean, there's something wrong. There's some reason that he can't or is not playing.
4th and 4, they have to go for it at the 33-yard line. Nearly got an offside, but the Ravens get back, and then the pass is caught, and that will keep possession for the Redskins as Moss is able to move the chains. As we tick down to 2 minutes remaining, the ball is at the 39-yard line. And we reached the 2-minute warning. Washington down by 14. They have 2 timeouts with the Ravens on top 24-10 in Baltimore.
Ain't much to say. It's game time.
Reggie with a great catch.
How does he do it?
Wow. How do you like that?
On that one, Reggie Wayne was too good.
Holy smoke. That was beautiful. Looks, throws one deep. Reggie's there. Touchdown, Reggie Wayne.
Into the end zone. What do you think about that?
Reggie Wayne just used his speed and talent to run right by the defender.
Wow. He's good.
Intercepted by the Giants.
And the playoff drought will continue.
They hate us, we hate them.
No love lost in this rivalry.
Pitiful display of rough defense.
Fans in Dallas can't wait for Tony Romo to get back.
He's back. But are the boys playoff bound? The Giants would love to deliver another crushing blow. Playoff intensity. Let the fun begin. On Sunday Night Football.
As we wind down here, we're going to take a look at the playoff picture in both conferences. A reminder coming up, the Wendy's post-game report. Horse trailer player of the game, Andrea, with a star or two, and then Bob and Chris. Fast forward. Here's the playoff picture in the AFC. The Steelers are on top in the AFC North. The Ravens right now trying to go to 9-4. The Colts are in prime position. Dolphins and Patriots each 8-5. And somebody's going to have to win the AFC East, which is right now a 3-way tie for first. Meanwhile, in this one, you got Bart Scott jumping off.
False start. Offense. Number 17. 5-yard penalty.
Because of Jason Campbell.
Well, yeah, he jumped. He was in the shotgun, and he was standing there, and he thought it was on 1 and it was on 2. But the Redskins, are pretty good, but they just can't beat the good teams. They can't beat the good defenses. They can't beat the Ravens. They can't beat the Steelers. Giants.
1st and 15, and that pass into traffic and intercepted by Ed Reed, who provides a perfect bookend to this game for the Ravens. Had the early pick, the early touchdown, and now an interception here.
Ed Reed, he started out, and we talked about a ball hawk, and you just see him there. Again, he's just reading Jason Campbell. Campbell said the other day that he and Troy Polamalu are the best at reading your eyes. I think if my eyes would look that way and I'd see Ed Reed over there, I think I'd go the other way. But anyway, as you said, it's a bookend, and we got to get someone for the horse trailer, and Ed Reed would be my #1 candidate at this time.
He got off to a tremendous start. He ran the opening fraction in like 19-4. Ball's at the 46-yard line. And this is McLean. Washington can stop the clock twice. And they're not even of a mind to do that. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the NFC wildcard race. Now, the Panthers tomorrow night will take on Tampa Bay. Meanwhile, you got the Cowboys, who would be in that second spot. Interestingly enough, the Cowboys came into the weekend and they would have been out of the playoffs if the season ended before this weekend started. They lose today, but they've worked their way into playoff positioning because the Falcons also lost, and the Falcons lost a conference game as opposed to Dallas losing to Pittsburgh.
Charge timeout, Baltimore, 30 seconds.
And they have a
timeout.
chance to really prove that they're a playoff team next Sunday night by beating the Giants.
And then, I mean, Dallas has it tough because they've got to face the Giants. Then this Baltimore team is going to go to Dallas.
Right, but the way I feel, if you can't beat those teams, if you're not as good or better than a good team, then you don't belong in the playoffs. And there's no vote, there's no side doors, there's no back doors. You have to win. And if you win, you go. And if you don't win, you're not good enough to go, and you sit home and eat cheeseburgers and watch it on TV.
There's
That's what I think.
no BCS rankings.
No one votes on it.
Right.
You win, you go. You lose, you watch.
Second and 10. And the Washington Redskins next week. They go to Cincinnati, but they might be going without their starting tackles. Who knows with Clinton Portis? You can say he's all right, but he carried the ball once in the second half, and he wasn't in crunch time tonight.
No, I know Clinton Portis, and if he's okay in a big game, you know, he's going to go down playing. And I know that he's not okay.
Started with the knee, then the rib, then the neck. 3rd and 9. McLean, as we said before, he was the guy who had to do all of the heavy lifting, and he did enough of it. And this is going to take us.
Second charge timeout, Washington, 30-second timeout.
21-second mark, and Washington's going to take a timeout.
Is that surprising? The Redskins were walking off the field over to this side like the game was over. So were the Ravens.
Well, if you're going to take a timeout here, why don't you take it earlier as well? And give yourself at least a chance to get the ball back, even though it's a two-possession game.
You wonder, you know, two things. Who called that timeout and why?
Yep. As Howard Cosell would say, who goofed? I've got to know. Every time I come to Baltimore, I just have to think of Howard when the Colts leaving town under cover of darkness in the dead of night. Flacco to McLean. And he'll get stopped shy of the first down, and because of the change of possession, that'll stop the clock with 16 seconds remaining. But the Baltimore Ravens now will get ready for the Pittsburgh Steelers next week. Michael Phelps, he's already thinking about Pittsburgh.
I'll tell you, there is a good guy. I mean, you know, we know what he did in the Olympics, and you know what a great athlete he is, and you meet him, and he's a fun guy. He's a special guy, and he enjoys life, and you know, he deserves everything he got.
Yeah, there you go.
He'll jump on a bandwagon, won't he?
You bet. In his closet, he's got 52.
Yeah. No, on Friday, he was a Ray Lewis guy.
Right. He's got 52. He's got 55. He's got 20. Campbell to throw. And Campbell's going to launch one deep. And only black shirts are back there with 8 seconds. And you got a flag down back at the 39-yard line of the Redskins.
Number 74. 10-yard penalty. First down.
I think I'd just kind of run something into the line, or even take a knee if I were the Redskins.
Yeah, at this point.
You know, you don't have a play that's going to get you 2 touchdowns.
If you do, we've got some scoop.
Right, we do. Okay, now come up with that 14-point play in 8 seconds.
Sure.
Where's that one? I mean, some things in football just don't make sense, and this has always been one of them to me.
So a stuttering ending ending to the game for the Redskins, who have now dropped 4 out of 5. And Campbell throwing over the middle, and that's tipped and nearly intercepted. Malcolm Kelly had it glance off his hands, and Fabian Washington came that close to an interception. Just the only drama right now would be, could Ed Reed intercept the pass to end the game?
I mean, the only drama, I mean, 2 seconds, you're still going to run one more play. You just hope for everyone's sake that no one gets hurt on this play. That would be terrible.
So barring a defensive foul, this will be the end of the game right here. Campbell throwing. That's Betts. And Betts will take it to the 39-yard line. And the game comes to an end in the Battle of the Beltway, as it's been so dubbed. Harbaugh and company with another win. They're hot, red hot. 7 out of 8 on a cold night. They win it 24-10 over the Redskins.
Dilfer back to throw. He's throwing deep down the middle for Stokely. He's got it. 10-5. Touchdown. Brandon Stokely for the score. And again, a great throw. And the Ravens are the champions of the world. I'm going to Disney World.
4 weeks ago in Philadelphia, the Giants and Eagles in an NFC East shootout. 4 lead changes. 67 combined points. In the end, an overpowering Giants running game as New York took control of the division. Antonio Pierce leads the New York Giants onto the field.